The Korean War, it's often called the Forgotten War, but it was anything but small. From 1950 to 1953, millions of lives were lost in a brutal conflict that helped shape the Cold War and still affects the world today. Let's rewind to the end of World War II. Korea had been under Japanese rule, but after Japan lost, the country was split in two. The Soviet Union took the North, and the United States took the South. This divide was supposed to be temporary, but as the Cold War heated up, it became permanent. By 1948, you had two rival governments, North Korea, backed by the Soviets and China, and South Korea, supported by the US. Both claimed they were the rightful rulers of all Korea. Tensions built up for years, and then, in June 1950, North Korea invaded the South. That's when things exploded. In the first few weeks, North Korean forces stormed through and captured Seoul, the capital of South Korea. It looked like the South might fall completely. But then the United Nations stepped in, and by UN, we mostly mean the United States, which sent thousands of troops. General Douglas MacArthur led a surprise attack at Incheon, a risky beach landing that turned the war around. North Korean troops were pushed back, fast. At this point, UN forces went beyond defending the South. They pushed deep into the north, all the way to the Chinese border. That's when China got involved, in a big way. Around 300,000 Chinese soldiers crossed into Korea, launching a powerful counterattack that forced UN forces to retreat. Seoul changed hands several times. The war got messy, cold, and deadly. By 1951, the fighting turned into a stalemate, meaning neither side could gain much ground. Both sides dug in near the 38th parallel, the same line that divided Korea before the war. For 2 more years, there was brutal trench warfare, constant shelling, and massive casualties. But not much changed on the battlefield. Talks for peace dragged on until July 1953, when both sides finally signed an armistice, basically, a ceasefire. No peace treaty was ever signed, so technically, North and South Korea are still at war today. The border is now guarded by a heavily armed demilitarized zone, or DMZ. So, what did this war actually do? Well, over 2 million Koreans died, most of them civilians. Around 40,000 American troops were killed, and many more wounded. It left families divided, cities in ruins, and tensions that still exist today. South Korea eventually rebuilt and became a thriving democracy. North Korea stayed isolated and built up a powerful dictatorship. The Korean War also changed global politics. The US ramped up its military, committed to fighting communism worldwide, and set the stage for future Cold War conflicts, like the Vietnam War. It may not be as talked about as World War II or Vietnam, but the Korean War was a turning point. A 3-year war that never officially ended, and over 70 years later, the world is still living with its aftermath. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more fast history breakdowns.